Things aren't looking great for the UK. The UK pound faced a flash crash overnight. The currency is down and almost in like with the dollar. This is a huge problem for the UK because it could mean that the country, combined with all its other problems, could be heading for an economic recession. Hey guys! The United Kingdom is one of the richest countries in the world, yet it is facing many problems. The economy is struggling, there is a lot of political unrest, and the country is divided. The future looks uncertain for the UK. Here are some of the problems plaguing the UK currently. The UK's currency is the pound sterling. It is the fourth most traded currency in the world after the US dollar, the euro, and the Japanese yen. The pound is also the third most held reserve currency in the world, after the US dollar and the euro. The value of the pound has been volatile in recent times. In October, it faced a flash crash unlike anything the world had seen before, dropping it nearly in match with the dollar. There are a number of reasons for this volatility. One is that the UK's economic performance has been relatively weak compared to other major economies since the financial crisis. This has led to concerns about the UK's fiscal stability and its ability to finance its large current account deficit. Another reason is Brexit. The UK's vote to leave the European Union has caused uncertainty about the future of the country's economy and its relationship with the EU. This has led to a fall in the value of the pound against other currencies. The UK faces a number of challenges in the future regarding its currency. One is that it needs to reduce its large current account deficit. This will require significant fiscal consolidation and could lead to further sterling weakness. The United Kingdom's vote to leave the European Union has been one of the most consequential political events of recent years. The impact of Brexit will be far-reaching and long-lasting, affecting the economy, trade, politics, and social and cultural life of the UK and its people. In the short term, Brexit has already had a significant impact on the UK economy. The value of the pound sterling has dropped sharply, and inflation has risen. The UK economy is forecast to slow down in the next few years as a result of Brexit. There are also concerns about the impact of Brexit on trade. The UK is a major trading partner with the EU, and Brexit could lead to tariffs and other barriers being imposed on UK imports to the EU. This could damage the UK economy and lead to job losses. In the longer term, Brexit will have a profound impact on the politics of the UK. The country is now divided between those who want to maintain close ties with the EU and those who want to distance themselves from it. This division is likely to lead to more political instability in the UK in the future. Brexit will also have an impact on social and cultural life in the UK. The free movement of people between the UK and other EU countries is likely to end, which could make it harder for people to travel, study, or work in other EU countries. The pandemic has had a profound impact on the UK, with the country facing economic, social, and health challenges on an unprecedented scale. The UK was one of the first countries to be impacted by the pandemic, and as a result, the government's response has been heavily scrutinized. The pandemic has put immense strain on the NHS and other frontline services, with the staff working tirelessly to save lives and keep people safe. The economic impact of the pandemic has been significant, with businesses forced to close their doors and many people losing their jobs. Additionally, the pandemic has resulted in a sharp increase in loneliness and isolation as people are forced to self-isolate and limit their social interactions. The UK is currently facing a number of problems regarding rising crime rates. These include an increase in violent crime, knife crime, and sexual offenses. The number of homicides in England and Wales has also risen in recent years. There are a number of possible explanations for why crime rates are rising. One theory is that austerity measures, which have been in place since 2010, have led to an increase in crime. Austerity has caused a number of problems, including a decline in the quality of life for many people, an increase in poverty, and a reduction in the number of police officers. This has created opportunities for criminals to take advantage of the situation. Another explanation for rising crime rates is the growth of social media and the internet. This has made it easier for criminals to communicate with each other and to share information about potential victims. It has also made it easier for them to commit crimes, such as cybercrime and fraud. The problem of rising crime rates is likely to continue in the future. This is because there are no easy solutions to the problems that are causing it. Austerity measures are likely to continue, and the growth of social media and the internet is unlikely to slow down. This means that the UK will need to find new ways to tackle crime. The United Kingdom is one of the most developed countries in the world, yet it also has some of the highest levels of inequality and poverty. The UK has a long history of inequality and poverty, dating back to the Industrial Revolution. Today, the UK is one of the most unequal countries in Europe, with a Gini coefficient, a measure of income inequality, of 0.34. This is higher than the European Union average of 0.31 and significantly higher than other developed countries, such as Germany, 0.29, Sweden, 0.23, and Japan, 0.31. There are a number of reasons for this high level of inequality and poverty in the UK. Firstly, the UK has a relatively large low-wage sector. In 2016, around 1 in 5 workers, 4.8 million people, were paid less than the Living Wage Foundation's real living wage of £8.45 per hour, £9.75 in London. This is compared to an EU average of 1 in 10 workers, 2.3 million people. Secondly, the UK has a high level of housing costs relative to incomes. In 2016, private renters in the UK spent an average of 30% of their income on housing costs, compared to an EU average of 22%. This is partly due to the fact that house prices in the UK have been rising faster than incomes for many years. The result is that an increasing number of people are unable to afford their home and are forced to rent from private landlords. Finally, the UK has one of the highest levels of economic inequality in the developed world. The top 1% of earners take home 14% of all income, while the bottom 50% earn just 19%. This means that the gap between rich and poor is larger in the UK than in most other developed countries. In recent years, successive governments have introduced a number of policies aimed at reducing inequality and poverty in the UK. These include increases to the minimum wage, tax credits for low-income families with children, and investment in education and training programs designed to help people move out of low-paid work. The problem of homelessness in the United Kingdom is a complex and growing one. The number of people sleeping rough on the streets has risen sharply in recent years, and there are now an estimated 4,751 people sleeping rough in England alone. This is a 59% increase from 2010, when there were just 3,034 people recorded as sleeping rough. The reasons for this are numerous and complex, but include factors such as the recession, welfare reforms, a lack of affordable housing, and a lack of supported accommodation for those with mental health problems or other vulnerabilities. The problem of homelessness is not only one of numbers, but also one of quality of life. Rough sleepers often suffer from poor mental health and physical health, as well as a lack of access to basic amenities such as showers and washing facilities. They are also at increased risk of violence and exploitation. In many cases, sleeping rough is not only harmful to individuals, but also to society as a whole. For example, it increases the spread of disease and can lead to an increased reliance on emergency services. The problem of homelessness is likely to continue to grow in the coming years. With rising rents and a lack of affordable housing, more and more people are being pushed into poverty and homelessness. The situation is made worse by welfare reforms, which are making it harder for people to access the benefits they need to live on. As a result of the UK's problems, the country will face many challenges in the future. The economy is struggling, and the government is not doing enough to help. The healthcare system is also in need of reform, and there is a lack of investment in education. These problems will continue to plague the UK unless the government takes action to improve the situation. What are your thoughts? Is the UK going down a spiral it cannot climb out of? Tell me in the comments section below. Additionally, if you're new to this channel, I strongly encourage you to subscribe and click the like button. You can also keep up with all of my most recent videos. See you in the next one!